What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Sweet Dreams. So this was a first time watch for me. I've seen it on streaming quite a bit, and I saw the cast and I was immediately intrigued. I'm like, you have all these comedians, you got Theo Von, Bobby Lee, you got a lot of rappers, you got Shakewell in it, you got Dumbfounded, a couple other rappers. I'm like, Kate Upton's in it from, she's like the model of Sports Illustrated. I'm like, damn, there's so many familiar faces in this. This is like oh yeah, Johnny Knoxville too. I don't know if I mentioned Johnny Knoxville, but I'm like, damn, this is like an all-star cast. This seems legit. But I never got around to watching it because at the time I first saw it, I was kind of like drinking a lot. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I really want to watch a movie about people getting sober right now. I would kind of feel like a real piece of work, you know what I mean? But it's January and I'm trying out the whole dry January thing, so I'm like, hey, maybe I don't know, maybe I'll check this out right now. Well, actually, it was just kind of like happenstance. Like I was watching a DVD that I got at Walmart. Like I bought it brand new, and that junk was just skipping. Like I got ripped off, and I was like, well, shit. I want to watch a movie, and I want to do a review this week. So let me just find something real quick. So I'm like, okay, this looks cool. Sweet Dreams, let's run it. So yeah, just flipped it on randomly, and I wasn't feeling like a total piece of shit because I, have gone, like so many days without drinking. What day is it? What is the date today? I don't even know what day it is. I'm all discombobulated. The 7th. So yeah, 7 days without drinking, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for me, I'm always like drinking every day. So yeah, like I'm happy with that. So yeah, basically, just check this out on a whim, and I thought it was great. It was the bomb. The drama was phenomenal. The story was pretty simple, but it did the job. The cast was star-studded. I like how it was like a lot of non-actors. You got a lot of comedians, rappers, random celebrities. Like I always like stuff like that. Just seeing random people I know. And yeah, the comedy was on point, everything. It was just a great culmination of a lot of cool elements. So yeah, jumping into a plot summary, the movie centers around Morris, who's played by Johnny Knoxville, and he's this washed up music video director who's an alcoholic, and he hits rock bottom. He goes to this sober living house, and he's not really taking it seriously at first. He's very dismissive. He's very shy. He thinks like all these people are boring. Like this whole sober living thing is boring, and he's just, he's trying to get sober, but he's not taking it super serious. And yeah, he's pretty like pessimistic. But then, the guys, they have this softball team, and, Morris like reluctantly plays softball, but he actually has fun. And then they realize that there's this $80,000 prize for the softball tournament, so they join. And the stakes are a little bit higher, and then the stakes get even higher because their sober living house is going to be auctioned off. So now they need to win the $80,000 to save the house. So that's the basic plot summary. So one thing that I really liked is this was just like a blink and you miss it statement. The guy who runs a sober living, he was talking to Morris, and Morris was like, I gotta get sober for my daughter, I can't let her down. He like said all these stories of he was like drunk, he fell off his bike with his daughter on, and like he was just like, he was a mess when he was drinking, and he was talking about like getting sober for his daughter. But the guy who's running the sober living is like, Morris, you can't get sober for anyone else, you gotta get sober for yourself. And I thought that was I don't know. I thought that was like, I don't know. That's just like stuck in my head. Not that, I don't know if I'm trying to get sober forever. Like whenever I do like a sober October or like a dry January, I'm always like, damn, not drinking is great. I should just not drink again. But then it's like, I'll always fall back into it. So I don't know. Like if I'm trying to get sober forever, but it's like, I kind of like how they said that because I feel like that's facts. Like I was like vaping for a while, and like people will tell you like, oh, that's bad for you, you gotta stop, like that's not cool. And you can't, like, I didn't quit because something, like, people would always tell me like, hey man, you gotta stop that, you gotta stop that, and I wouldn't quit. But like the only times when I've like successfully quit things is when it's like I'm doing it for me. Like I tell myself like I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing it for any other person. Because if you try to just quit something, because someone else, or like if you try to do anything, it's just because someone else is saying it. Like it's not gonna be sustainable. So I don't know. That was just like one little blink and you miss it line of dialogue, and I really like that. I feel like that kind of stuck in my head, and I feel like it was really relatable, and it was facts. Like that was a factual statement. Uh, Another thing that I really liked is seeing Morris's growth. You know, like I said at first, he's shy, he's dismissive, he's getting in fights with Theo Vaughn's character. He's just he doesn't seem like he really wants to be there. Like he starts out like a disaster. Like he sipped a couple shooters before going into rehab and threw up on the rehab owner's Crocs. Like that's bad, dude. You can't be throwing up on a man's Crocs like drunk at your first day of sober living or rehab. That's not cool. So he started out a total mess, and it's like they talked about the statistics of people actually being able to get sober, and you're like the whole movie you're thinking like this guy's not gonna get sober, this guy's gonna get not gonna get sober, like because he just started out the worst. But it was like it was so cool to see him grow as a character. He becomes way more positive. His entire outlook changes. He like really gets close to the guys, and like it's cool to see him become a leader because some people want to be a leader, but I feel like a lot of the times the best leaders are people who don't want to be leaders, but they're just put in that situation and they step up. Like every job I've had, people that are like, oh, I want to be the manager, like those motherfuckers quit after like 2 weeks or get fired. Like nobody wants to be a manager. Being a manager fucking sucks. Like it's terrible. Like I'm a fucking manager. I just had two people quit. That's probably why I sound like shit on this video, because like fuck, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like I'm like holy shit, like I'm just fucking overwhelmed. So it's like Morris, it was the same deal. He's overwhelmed. It's like he's trying to get sober. He's trying to have this connection with his daughter. He's trying to get his career back. He's juggling all these different things. Like the last thing he gives a fuck about is coaching this softball team, But like they're like, yo, we need you to coach, and he steps up, and like without him, they would have, like he was like a motivator, he was a teacher, he was a trainer, like he was just a great leader. So that's what I feel like a lot of great leaders don't want to be leaders, or maybe on paper they're not the best leaders or the best people, but it's like they're just people who step up, like when the shit gets tough, like they stick around and take care of business. So yeah, I really liked Morris's growth as a character, and it was cool to see him become more positive and succeed in a lot of ways. And the last thing that I want to talk about is just the performances. You had some great comedic performances. One of my favorite characters was Bobby Lee's character. He would just always be like randomly crying, and he like there was this one instance where he had this like Photoshop picture of himself. Like in the movie, it wasn't supposed to be photoshopped. It was supposed to be, we're supposed to believe that it was real, but it was like him, and he was ripped. He had like washboard abs, and he's like, yeah, I used to be a underwear model. And then Morris is like, what happened? And then he gets all sad, and he's like, I'm addicted to food and this and that. And like he was so overly dramatic. Yeah, he was one of my favorite characters. Theo Vaughn's character was pretty funny. And in terms of like dramatic performances, I feel like Johnny Knoxville killed it, because he played it straight. Like he was not really like, he would crack a couple jokes with the guys here and there, as they became buddies. But like throughout the movie, he was pretty darn serious, pretty darn dramatic. He had like a lot of emotional scenes, and you like after Jackass, Johnny Knoxville has branched out and he's done so many different movies. But I feel like most of the stuff that I've seen him in outside of Jackass is comedy, so it's like it's cool to see Johnny Knoxville in a dramatic role like this. And I'm telling you what, like he's got the dramatic chops. Like I think he absolutely killed it. And yeah, if he did more roles like this in the future, I would definitely be interested in checking them out. So yeah, that was the last point that I wanted to talk about. But yeah, I think this is a great movie. Like I said, great cast. It's cool seeing all those rappers, all those comedians who I'm a fan of. Cause like Shakewell, he like I like some of his solo songs, but I remember he'd be doing all those like uh, what do you call it? How can collabs with Fat Nick? Like all his songs with Fat Nick were sweet, and they would have like those crazy videos. Yeah, so Shakewell is dope. Dumbfounded, I don't really know that much of his stuff, but I remember he was on that It G Ma remix, like the Keith Ape remix. They had like ASAP Ferg on there, Father was on there. That yo, when I was in high school, I would listen to that song on repeat. Like that was my effing jam. But yeah, and then like Theo Von, he's the man. Bobby Lee, he's the man. Johnny Knoxville is the man. Uh, yeah, like the whole cast was dope. So yeah, this movie, great movie, perfect for dry January. Perfect if you are, you know, trying to quit or cut down on substances. It's like a good, relatable movie. Yeah, it's thebomb.com and it's free on Tubi right now. So if you got Tubi, check it out. So yeah, that's been my review of Sweet Dreams. Thank you all very much for watching and peace out.